All right. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Afrik once again, and I am Zalendo. And today, I mean, we all witnessed what was going on in back in our country, and it's a rather sad day that young people are still being killed in the streets of Nairobi. And as I said here on Africa, we'll be keeping on giving you the updates of the latest things that are happening in the streets of Nairobi. So today I'm joined by a friend and somebody who has got an opinion about what he saw happening in Kenya in real time. So I'm just putting him on hold for a minute, but he will be joining me very, very shortly. But all of you witnessed the scenes, and yes, it is our country. We need to talk about it. We need to see the way forward for our country, especially the youths who are now going on the streets with the chance, that the government must go down. When the streets is filled with chants and placards, the government didn't respond with the dialogue. It responds with boots and bullets. So this is something that we need to be talking about each and every day. And the best person to have this kind of discussion is my good friend. Let me just introduce him, or he will introduce himself when he comes. Okay, I have him on call. Let me just bring him in. Yeah. Hey, hi, and greet the
Hello.
Kenyan people. Tell us uh,
Right.
who you are, and some people might know you. Karibu sana Afrik. This is Afrik
Yes.
24, and we've been following up the protest in Kenya
Thank you.
and what has been happening. So I know you have also been very, very keen about the politics back at home and what needs to be done. So sometimes we heard the voice of reason when it comes to our country, Kenya. So from the protest, we saw again some deaths in some parts of the country where the protests were very, very hot. But basically, protests happened like almost everywhere in all major cities in Kenya. Most of it largely was peaceful, but there was a bit of looting here and there. So, what is your opinion of the country at this particular moment?
Right. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. You're awesome, Zalendo. My name is Cam now. I've been following politics for a while, and I support ODM and Raila. So, uh, what happened today is young people expressing themselves and saying, "You know what? We want change. We've been waiting. We want the government to listen. We want the politician to listen. They are not listening, and because of that, they want to express themselves." And in the process of expressing themselves, we are people who are doing evil. We are against people who are looting. We are against people who are doing mayhem. But if the government can allow people to protest peacefully, like Mombasa was peaceful. They were just walking.
Hmm.
The police and the government should have seen what was going on Mombasa was perfect. So I feel like the freedom of expression has been muzzled, and my thinking is when the handshake that happened with Raila with Kibaki brought free education and development, thicker road, good roads, but and Kibaki and Uhuru was better, regardless of people making comment about River Yala or bodies were found in River Yala and all that. But there was that freedom of expression. But with the handshake with Moi, there was chaos, but brought in 2002, good multipartyism election. So this handshake, I think, is the worst handshake. The way I'm saying that is like what happened today, continuing bullet, continuing police using force and all that. I condemn the bad elements, but if the government could have, and the police could have just allowed the people to walk the way they were. Did you see Mombasa? Mombasa was on point.
Mm-hmm.
People are just walking. Yeah, they should have followed an example of Mombasa. So why did the police start causing mayhem in Nairobi? You should have seen Larry Madao. Larry of CNN was able to save a couple of people out. So my opinion is we are going back to Stone Age.
We are going back to
Stone
Stone
Age,
Age.
yeah, because why will you stop the TV to uh, to be on live? Because when you do that, it's a ground for dictatorship. When you do that, it's an experiment of 2027. They're trying to experiment something. Oh, if we shut the TV, what they're gonna do? The next thing, they're gonna shut TikTok. They're not gonna shut internet. They're doing experiment, my friend. These people are smart. They're doing experiment,
Now,
and
my question is, why would a government which is legitimate so be afraid of the people to an extent that they are now switching off the airwave for mainstream media? Not only that, last night when I made several calls to family members and all that, the people were being young people were being dragged out of their homes when they were sleeping. There was some total blackout in Eastlands. Total blackout.
Mhm.
Families members, you are sleeping with their children. Watoto, the young people are being dragged out. The demonstrations had not started, but they were being dragged out, asked, "Where is your ID?" and all that. In the middle of the night, these were people not in the streets of Nairobi, but having a quiet night at home with a blackout.
Now
Police came knocking,
that's
banging
crazy.
doors. What do you
Reminds
think?
me when Ouko died. Will remind me when I was in Kondele. When Ouko died, the paramilitary Joshua did the same to us in Kondele. And what happened, what is keep happening reminds me of those days. And we are going back to square zero. I'm disappointed because I personally met the president when he visited diaspora. And I thought he was a nice, guy,
No, no,
reasonable.
no.
Raila
Ruto,
too.
Ruto has been a nice guy. I don't know what happened to him.
And
He's
I
been a
met
nice guy.
him. I spent time with him. I took him around, and also met Raila also. And I thought that they are good people, but I think there's something that is off. And even with Raila is just there. When Alfred died, right? Alfred from Homa Bay,
Albert Ojuang.
Albert. He was just he's casual. He becomes so casual. Sijui
Hmm.
alipatiwa nini. Sijui alipatiwa nini. He's changed, and the guy's changed. And my point is, we have to. There's that issue of everybody's. They tend to push tribal or Wamunyoro. They continue to divide us on tribal. Have you noticed that? Or now because Kisumu didn't protest, now it's become a Kikuyu thing. We have to reject that.
No, no,
We have
no.
to reject that
You
division.
you know that propaganda is slowly not working because
Yes,
what
yes, they're doing that.
I think for me, I personally I don't support Gashagwa. I don't even believe that he can make a good president. I don't know who believes that Gashagwa can make a good president better than Ruto. But there are some people. There is some people who have been trying to push a narrative that these young people are in the streets because of the rift between Kikuyus and Luos. That's
Yes.
all piece of garbage.
It's
The
stupidity. It's stupidity. And they're trying to divide us and all that. We Kikuyus are married with Luo. Babu's wife is a Kikuyu. Orengo's wife is a Kikuyu. Uhuru's son, I think, is married to a Luo. So
he,
this issue, the intermarriage between Luos and Kikuyu is the biggest, and the enemy keep wanting to divide those two tribes, and the politicians are using that to destroy us.
no,
So
no.
we have to reject them.
You
We
know,
have to
you know
reject it.
what I say, my good friend, is that these two antagonistic tribes, they are all in the extremes. These are
Right.
extremely tribal, and another extreme on the other end. They don't make any difference when they go back to their villages to talk about politics. It is extreme tribalism on both ends. So that's not the issue. Look at the issues why these kids are in the streets. I think the
Okay.
president came very, very close to sorting out the problem, but somehow
Right.
he
Right.
went off the rails. You know, the moment he started the dialogue on the X platform with these young people, what did he do? Uh, he thought that the best option is to bring a broad-based government that involves the opposition, because in his mind he thought that the oppositions are the ones who are probably might cause mayhem in the country. But these kids, these young, they're not even kids, these young people, men and women, have proved something that me and you were not able to do. They can you imagine, they are, we said they are leaderless. They are leaderless, they are rudderless, they are nowhere. But look at the kind of demonstrations that they can organize. So it is high time, if we want to have a country, it is high time the President of the Republic of Kenya recognizes that there is a problem. There is a problem, and he cannot sort it
Right.
out in a cabinet meeting. He can only sort it
Right.
out
Right.
with the real people.
Right. Right. And let the young people, let the Gen Z, let the people wanna protest.
Yeah.
Some of the police, I sympathize with them. The way they live, I don't know. Is it? I hope their houses. They used to live in those Mabati houses in Kipkabus and Kaptaga. I hope their houses have improved
No, no,
because
no.
if they're using so
Yeah,
much energy
the
and
government
they
is
still
trying
live
to
in those
address that.
Mabati houses, it's sad.
No, no.
I
Those
used to
are
visit
small houses. They are, that
Mabati.
is being
That's what-
addressed. Mm.
how? Who's addressing it?
No, there is this housing, the police housing, that project that is coming up
How
with the
many?
current
How
government.
many years? How many years?
No,
So,
you what
but
what I
advice for
what I can say, I can give credit to William Ruto for recognizing that they need proper housing, because the other day I saw the police, the kind of situation that they live. The CS for Interior said that these people live in pathetic conditions. They work in pathetic conditions. And some of them, let me just tell you, some of them are very, very stressed. Can you imagine the kind of pay slips that they have, and they are out there eating the tear gas, with all the kind of insults the the public are insulting them. Yet the only thing that they have is that shield and a bullet and a gun. Some of them are going back to go home hungry. They don't have anything. Maybe their allowances, because when they go to these riots, they are paid allowances. That is when they earn more money. So they need to be looked after. Some of them, it is just, they are so stressed to the limit. They are police officers. We've heard stories of them killing themselves, even in their camps. Yeah. So this is somebody you meet in the streets, akona shida mingi, akiangalia payslip haina kitu. We bado ni kijana mnaongea na yeye. He really wants to clobber you and even finish his job. Yeah. But the good part of it, yesterday's protest, police really behaved themselves, and I want to give them congratulations. If it was compared to the other protests that we had in Kenya, we would have had so many bodies being counted. But this time round, at least, nobody should die in a protest. Nobody should
why?
die.
One, there's a girl in Narok. I saw a picture. I think
Mm.
somewhere in a girl in Narok
Yeah,
had a bullet through
there's
her
a girl
head.
who been shot. Yeah,
Why? Let them express themselves. Give them protection.
yeah.
And
After all, they will
the,
not
the,
beat you up. Mm?
the young people, man, they're 20s. They just want a job. Why can't they create jobs in Kenya? Why can't they? You know what I mean? That's sad situation. And my advice for the president: let the people be, Mister. Me and you met before. Let the people be. You're a nice man, and I don't know what happened. Also, Raila also become I'm a cool down, but for what benefit? Because people want change. People want the young people need a difference. The
No,
goons
no, no.
coming
This
in.
this is what Raila's base is saying, and And I want to play you a video of what they are saying so that you know exactly where they are politically, what they think. Some of them, this is what they are saying.
Endeni huko bwana, mnamsipima kini. Yawa. Tuko serikali. Na baba hajaongea. Na mimi najua. Baba hajaongea. Ni dalili tu. Hajaongea, ni dalili. Ni fununu tu. Ni fununu na fununu inakuwa ukweli. Sisi Jalua hii uongo, danganya. Yawa. Tujue uongo. Tukisema ni Ruto tu. Ni Ruto tu. Na tuogopangi pia.
So you see, as much as you want
I'm laughing
Raila to
because
speak, there is
people
this
say
base. These are the talking points in Raila's base. This is what they feel. They feel that he should not say anything. But I'm glad, even after all that said, that Raila's people are not going to the streets, and they are tired of going to the streets. These young people are not begging Raila to join the movement or his people to join the movement. That should be very, very clear. That line should be very, very clear. They are okay with what they are agitating at the moment. The only thing they are requesting is somebody to listen to them. And that person is the president. It's not even Raila Odinga. It is the president of the Republic of Kenya. William Ruto has the best chance. I say 2 years. He still has got the best chance to do something about his legacy. And it is simple. He has to have dialogue with the real people who are organizing these young people. They are leaderless, but he has to address the problem. What is the root cause of all this problem? The root cause of all this problem is not Gashagwa. Yeah, I don't think it is
right,
Gashagwa. What do you
right.
think? The root cause of this problem is
No,
not
no, the
Gashagwa.
root. See. Also, Gashagwa also need to take responsibility. When he was the deputy president, things happened, and I feel like he has not come clean.
No,
And
no, he's not a
him
clean
being,
man. Even when there were protests in
he
his
hasn't come
term,
clean.
he was not.
So,
So,
in my view, if you ask me, we need a clean slate. 2027, we need new politicians. We need, hopefully by then President Ruto will be changed, new leadership in all the all the MPs need to go, or all the governors needs to go. We need a new beginning, a beginning that God will bring. And I also blame it to the churches. The churches all said, and that's what I keep asking. Oh, they felt like today the failure of the government to not allow the young people to protest, or everybody to protest, because I saw parents too, is the notion that there's freedom. There's no freedom. And the leadership of Kalonzo, Wamalwa, those are older people. They've been in Moi's government.
mhm.
They've been in Kibaki's government. What have they brought in the table? And there's no difference. So we need new beginning. We need a difference. The constitution needs to be obeyed. Don't shut down the TV station. That's Stone Age behavior. Don't start they're thinking about TikTok. They're gonna shut down TikTok. Watch me. They're gonna shut down Twitter soon. They're doing experiment. What they're trying to do is what Museveni is doing in Uganda.
Yeah.
And it's just simple, man. Let people create jobs. Set one factory at a time. And Gachagua is not the savior of Kenya. Kalonzo is not the savior of Kenya. And what I wanted to say, the churches, man, the churches gave us Otolo Raila Nimuganga. And I'm asking now, and the president used to say Raila Nimuganga, and his cronies say Kimani Shungwa is like Kamodo. And Chotara. You remember Chotara, the way Chotara,
Karaoke
Kimani, and
Chotara during Moi's
and the
time.
Kamodo used to
Yeah.
do. Yeah, that's what they are in this government. They
Yeah.
used to, they play games with us, and we are naive. Oh, ati Raila ni Muganga. If Raila is Muganga, how come he's in the government now? And Raila keep denying, oh, I'm not in the government. And did you see security
He says he's
when
not in the
Raila
government, yeah, and then he attends a
nanapewa
cabinet meeting.
security kali kali, and ako kwa security na ulimuona leo Kilifi ako na president. They were the same kofia.
Wanavaa same ni vile Ruto na
The
Uhuru walikuwa
president,
navaa. They used to wear the
the
same attire.
co-president,
Huh?
the co-president, the security
Yeah,
and my
I
brother,
think yeah,
my
we
elder
have got
brother.
yes, he's a I think the arrangement
Wanatuchezea.
is what we had in 2007 is what they have
That's right.
secretly.
The co-president. Oh, don't worry. Did you hear Raila talking? Oh, we're just asking for compensation. Dude, you've been asking for compensation for the last 2 years. Uko wapi compensation?
No, they were okay.
Compensation no
Let's get to
bwana.
this. You lived in
Compensation
Kondele,
tukotire.
where you are from
Ongea
Kondele.
compensation.
You are from
But let me tell
Kondele
you,
when Baby Pendo died.
me, no, I was born in Kipkabus, raised in Eldoret. I was, during classes, I was chased, raised in Kisumu. I know Kikuyu, I know Luo. Uwondo wa bwana, wacha ati ni compensation. No, okay, bwana. Okay,
It was
compensation.
now. Who wonder he?
Gotire compensation, how you never had any.
Eh?
And when people make comment about Luo and Kikuyu, I'm like, do you guys know what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
They keep on dividing us. They keep dividing us so that we can be naive, so they can keep piling.
Wealth. They can get
I think,
wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. Yeah.
and when you die, you go 6 feet under. When you're 90-year-old, I see people dying in diaspora. They're millionaires. They go with nothing. Zero. Like today, somebody died who I know. I asked their family member, what happened? Oh, we donated the body to the school so they can just do research with it. What's gonna happen to that? Oh, next week we're just gonna eat cookies and that's it. That's life. You don't need you don't need 10,000
So,
acres. You don't need
when you're dead,
Mercedes
you're
Benz
gone.
kama kumi.
Hmm?
How many cars can you drive? And that's exactly what we're talking about. Those young people, they just need a little bread.
Can you
A little
imagine these
chance.
guys?
A little bread.
Look
Little
here.
bread.
You brought it so well. How many cars can you drive? How many homes can you own? How many properties do you want to have in this world?
How much?
How many
That for
farms?
what?
How many farms at the
Look at
expense?
Mobutu.
Hmm?
Mobutu Sese Seko. And Gaddafi. And what? Museveni is 80. You still want to be president? Oh, the man looks like
There's a guy
Kato
they
Jaduo.
nominated in his party that cannot even get out of the vehicle. Is being brought on
Jaduo.
the papers to sign.
Wheelchair.
Oh, Africa, we cry.
Jaduo.
Hmm?
Jaduong. Jaduong
Jaduong,
Museveni Oti.
Oti,
Oti.
Oti,
Nemondo Mokoro. Okora Uwo. Maitho He was and the young people
eh?
just need a little chance. A little chance, man. They just want a bread. Some of those young people don't have money, man. That's what they want. That's what they want.
There's something that almost made me cry. That lady who was singing, and then this young man who had already written to the mortician that
Mm.
when I die, I am asthmatic, so don't put me next to the door. I don't want to be in a very cold fridge. Uh, these guys, the conviction they have. I don't know whether the government is seeing the kind of conviction these young people have about
They're tired.
leaders. They are tired. This is a
Mm.
country
They're
that is
tired.
tired. Yeah, it is tired.
And
And
can you imagine? Can you imagine the river tax was working? Kikomi. Remember there was sunflower factory down in Nakuru? That's their employment. Why can't they do that?
no,
Sunflower company
they would
back.
rather
Kikomi back.
what they're doing now. And I don't know your opinion about this. You see every weekend the Oscar Sudis and the rest and Farouk Kibet and those people, they're carrying huge sums of money to what they call empowerment. They call
Mm-hmm.
youth empowerment. I don't
Right.
I don't think they understand the level of knowledge these young people have. They cannot buy that. That is something that you only sell to villagers in the village. People who have never gone to school at all at all. These people know that you don't earn that kind of money. You have got no industry. You have got no business to be having 20 million each and every day. Kindiki is doing the same. He's a
Right.
civil servant. Arambes are not are something is illegal in our constitution. They are still doing it. You know, Moi, we pushed Moi to stop Arambes, and it was Raila who was
Yes, sir.
pushing it. Yeah.
Now, listen to me. The disappointing part is that what Raila used to fight for, freedom of expression, protest, or freedom of press, they went down in the trash. Everything that he's fought for, freedom of let allow people to protest, everything that he has fought for went to the trash today, which is very, very sad. It's a sad situation.
No, the situation is sad. The situation is sad, and
So, so my advice to the president, please,
mhm.
Mr. President, my friend, I met you many, many years ago. Come on, take a step back. You and your brother Raila meet the young people. Hit factories. Raila is connected to Moody. Tell Moody to bring those Indians and start building high-tech hospitals, high-tech factories in Kenya, and create jobs. Start with Nairobi and go like that. So that's my thinking.
Yeah, they need to use their connection. They need to use their political connection to
Create
the rich
jobs.
people in Dubai.
Until the police stop shooting young people, man. Those are young people.
No, no, no.
Narok, the girl in Narok, that can be
But you see, there is no.
Raila's granddaughter.
But you see, the problem with the police, I said that the only solution is that the police need to do a lot of community service to the people.
Right,
Yeah, there is
right,
a
right,
community service that the police needs to do. Each and every time they need to be talking to the people of the services that they offer in the community, so that the
right,
community understand the police and the police understand the community. So with
right, right,
that kind of knowledge, we will have a society whereby people, you are free to report a crime, you are free to
right,
talk to a policeman. You will not
right,
look at them as the enemies of the people.
right,
So this is something that needs
right,
to be done by the Police Service
right,
Commission. So if they
right.
don't keep on doing this and you only see them on the streets, they will be wearing masks each and every time because they don't
Which
want
is
to
very
identify
sad.
with us. So anyway, my
Right,
brother,
which is very, very sad.
thank you very much for joining this
God
conversation.
bless.
It's been awesome.
Freedom, freedom has to be allowed, man. Let the young people be. The old man needs to just let the young people be.
No, before you leave, one
Right,
last comment.
right.
Babu Owino was in the protest. What do you think about this guy called Babu Owino?
Baba Wino is a nice leader. He'll be a good governor because Sakaja, oh my God, Sakaja with the trash in it, hobby. So Baba Wino took a good step, and I like what he did. So Baba Wino, keep doing you, man. He has a bright future as a good leader. He needs to take over from Raila. Baba Wino take over the ODM, man. Don't take it. They say what? Lo chukao.
Lo, gi-
Yeah.
lo chikao kumingato.
Okay, ikaw gituano. No
Ikaw
ay
gituan.
okoya ko wanake. Okoya na hinya. You say Kikuyu say okoya na hinya. Do you know what Mau Mau did? They
Uh-huh.
used the color in the opposite direction. That's what he needs to. JC needs to use the color in the opposite direction.
But yeah, but
Tinera.
that is exactly what Babu has been doing, going in the opposite direction.
You go,
Eh,
you
uh,
see, Mau Mau, what they did, they wear the color showing Wazungu, they're going that way, but it was an opposite direction. That's what we need to do.
all right, thank you, my brother. I salute you, and see
God
you
bless.
next
Thank
time
you.
on the other side. All right.
Next week. Yeah. God bless. Be
uh,
praying for Kenya. The church leaders need to step up. Thank you. All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank you very much, bro,
Thank you.
and
God
have
bless
a
you. Thank
lovely
you.
day.
You too. You too. Thank you. All right.
Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Mimi wachinga muoe malaya nyinyi matako. Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Mimi wachinga ugeni na mtauawa na kuoa machinga nyinyi mafumo. Sisi ukitaliwa na Musa. Wana Mungu wakubwa na akili matako nyinyi. Mfikirie. Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Dunia sisi mkono ujinga mkombe akili. Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Mimi wachinga muoe malaya nyinyi matako. Mimi nimeweka mzalo akipiga. Mimi wachinga ugeni na mtauawa na kuoa machinga nyinyi mafumo. Sisi ukitaliwa na Musa. Wana Mungu wakubwa na akili.
Now, that was one of the scenes that we got from the protest. Now, this young man had called the policeman when one of their own was down, and he really tried to help the policeman. But what he got instead is a beating from the same cops that he was trying to help. That is what agitated this young man so much that he started hurling insults to the police. So this is what is happening. This is what happened earlier in the protest. Now, as I've said that accountability and or optics after this public outcry, the tragic incident of blogger Albert Ojwang in police custody. The state moved very fast, too fast. Officers were arrested, promises made, but Kenyans have seen this script before. This is real accountability that is needed. Politics, you must make sacrifices, Mr. President. Political sacrifices to calm the storm. So, because these officers who are in custody were informed by somebody else who wanted Ojwang to be treated the way he was treated until he met his death. So you need to make those choices. Those sacrifices are very vital because they calm the storm. All right. So if somebody else is advising you differently, everybody who comes on this particular channel know very well that most of us supported William Ruto into power. But when he went off the rails is when people have now started coming out and saying, okay, Mr. President, for us, it's not that people hate you that much. You still have a chance to redeem yourself, especially to the young people. All this, there is something that everybody else is getting wrong. And we don't want the country also to burn. Nobody wants their country to burn. Kenya is the only country that we have, so we can't burn it. But we want, the young people are saying they want accountability and honesty in leadership. Sacrifice some of these people who are excesses in your government. Adding counties extra cash, yet they cannot account for what they get, is like an insult to the taxpayers. They might not tell you this, but we will tell you here on this particular channel. People wanted the money to be added in the counties, in devolved counties, so that they can realize development. But even with the little money that they are getting, most of the counties cannot account for the shillings they are getting. If it is not the national government projects that are going on in the counties, they have got nothing to show. You, as the headmaster, as the president, when you meet these governors, ask them where they are taking our money. That is a good question. So, your government should not be struggling with the legitimacy if you won the election are free and fair. That is, and again, now we have the broad-based government. There should not be any kind of suffering in your government. People are just asking for the truth, and the truth is why these young people are in the streets. So many people are still being abducted. Yesterday, again, the same script, you lose the tracks again. The excesses of police. Why would they be knocking in people's houses in the middle of the night and picking up Gen Zs? Yeah, people who are not even, some were high schoolers without even identity cards. Yeah, all they have is their school identity card. They are being asked, when ni Gen Z ama wewe si Gen Z. What nonsense is that? So these young people, no matter how much the police try to intimidate them, try to do harm to them, you are adding fuel into that fire. So the only solution is that stop listening to the politicians. Listen to the right people on the ground. Skiza watu wanasema nini. You might be dismissing this guy called Kashwago, but I think sometimes he says it too. Skiza ground. You saw it. You saw it in Nairobi. What happened? And this is not a this is not something that was organized by politicians. This was just organized in the X spaces by these young people. So you can imagine if the political class can organize their constituents to come for the demonstrations too. That will be anarchy in our country. So before we even head there, there is something that you can do. Na unaweza fanya hivyo, just humble yourself. These people who are calling themselves leaderless, they want inclusion. That cabinet, you need to dissolve it completely. Dissolve it, swallow your pride. Manze, hii pale mmefika vijana, this is what I want to do. Na kama mtaridhika na hiyo, then sasa sijui mnataka nifanye aje. Uhuru Kenyatta aliamka siku moja akasema corruption imemlemea. Mnataka nifanye nini jameni? Hmm? If it is the issues about taxes, talk about it. If it is the issue of police brutality, hear it from these young people what the solutions that they want. If it is something that is within the constitution, it is doable. It's about time that you realize that the people can reclaim their power that they have given you. And those are the voices of the people and the voices of dignity. So I urge you, and I urge your handlers, stop chest thumping. History ya kupost ma MP wanapost wengine wameenda Rome, wengine wameenda World Cup, wengine sijui wameenda wapi. These are the excesses. There is no intention of even trying to reduce the salaries of these leaders. Instead, the young people are seeing the addition to them. Yet, where they work, their salaries have not been increased. There are no increments in their pay slips. So this is somebody will not tell you this, and you will not even get it in the mainstream media dialogue, because on the other side you have those in government and those who are not in government and those who are in the middle. So time will tell, but until then we will keep watching and reporting and remembering. I am Zalendo, and this is Africa 24. If you've not subscribed to this particular channel, please do so. Subscribe, and make sure that you follow us on our pages on X, on Facebook, and on even TikTok. We'll keep you updated in any of the stories that are happening. If you have an opinion and you are somewhere that you can't be reached, hola, tupigie simu, tutumie email, sisi tutakutafuta na tutaongea na wewe. But meanwhile, our email is on our Facebook page. Nenda pale kwa YouTube page. Make sure that you have subscribed. Send me an email, and I will be able to look at what you are offering, what you want to talk about. For us, we are not here to incite. We are here to inform. We are here to have a dialogue. We are here to be the voice that is for the voiceless. Most of the time when we say things here, it reaches the right corridors of power, and definitely they act upon what we say on this particular channel. So right now it is Gen Z's versus the state. What is the solution? On Friday we have a big show that we reconnect what happened throughout the week. So don't miss that show every other Friday on our Freak YouTube channel. Meanwhile, adios, and make sure that you are subscribed to our channel.
Lakini nyinyi watu ya amani, mko tu mboka. Leo msaidie wananchi kubeba leo tutaki mtu aingilie ngoja nilikuwa mikodi. Vipi. Hi. Hello. Hi. Niko poa, bado niko area. Ruto must go!